Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a device that is literally everyone in the tech space talking right now, the Xiaomi 17T. We're going to break down all the specs, the data, and most importantly, the real-world performance to figure out if this phone actually hits that ultimate sweet spot. For buyers who want those premium, top-tier features without getting hit by an eye-watering premium price tag.
So let's kick things off with a massive question that the entire smartphone industry has been actively wrestling with lately. What exactly makes the perfect sub-flagship device? I mean, we all want flagship performance, right? But we definitely don't always want to pay flagship prices, and right now the sub-flagship tier is incredibly crowded. Standing out in this space requires a very specific balancing act from the manufacturer.
And the source material we're looking at today gives us just the absolute perfect phrase to anchor our whole review: calculated compromises. I actually love this term. Basically, it means a brand is deliberately taking top-tier flagship features, like, say, high-end cameras or a stunning display, while strategically cutting very specific corners to drop the price. It's all about the manufacturer knowing exactly what you, the user, really care about and what you can probably live without. To see if the Xiaomi 17T makes the right calculated compromises for you, we're going to systematically break it down into 5 key areas: design and build, the display experience, the Leica camera system, performance and HyperOS, and finally, battery life. Let's get into it.
Starting with Section 1. Design and build. Muted elegance and calculated cutbacks.
Right off the bat, the physical build illustrates our first big set of compromises. On one hand, we get a really beautifully balanced camera island on the back and a fantastic 6.59-inch screen on the front. Honestly, this size is a huge win for anyone who's just totally over phablet-sized phones. It hits this perfect Goldilocks sweet spot and completely avoids feeling like a bulky brick in your hand. But the materials tell a slightly different story than the visual elegance might suggest.
So, here is the crucial point. Instead of the premium metal and polished glass you might be expecting, Xiaomi actually opted for a polycarbonate frame and a fiberglass back. Yeah, so it lacks a bit of that cold, dense, ultra-premium feel you get with metal. However, and this is a big however, this is a highly calculated cutback. The satin-like finish on the back completely resists fingerprints, which is just fantastic for daily use. And crucially, they kept an IP68 rating for water and dust resistance, meaning the phone will easily survive a totally accidental drop in the pool. And you really have to appreciate the styling here, especially with the violet option. It gives off this really subtle, frosted lavender hue. It's not a loud or ostentatious purple at all. It's just a muted elegance that avoids being a smudge magnet while still looking incredibly refined. It just goes to show that even with plastic and fiberglass, a phone can still look totally sleek. Moving on to Section 2. Display experience. Sharp, vibrant, and easy on the eyes. I am so happy to report that the hardware here is a massive win. Xiaomi did not compromise on the screen whatsoever. We're looking at a 6.59-inch 1.5K AMOLED display. It features an adaptive 120Hz refresh rate for buttery smooth scrolling and an absolutely blinding peak brightness of 3500 nits. Basically, that means even if you're standing out under the harshest midday sun, your screen is going to be perfectly legible. Plus, it's all protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 7i.
Consuming media on this display is just stunning. Whether you're streaming Dolby Vision content on Netflix or pulling up high-res YouTube videos, the deep blacks and those vibrant highlights really pop. The colors are punchy, but they don't look artificially oversaturated. I do have to point out one really slight software quirk, though. While the 120Hz refresh rate is generally super smooth, it can sometimes aggressively drop frames in certain third-party apps. It's a minor software logic issue, but definitely something you should be aware of.
Okay, Section 3. The Leica camera system, the crown jewel. Let's get into the main event. This right here is probably the biggest reason to consider this phone. We are talking about a true 5x periscope telephoto lens physically packed into the device. There is no digital crop trickery happening here. This is an absolute standout feature simply because practically no other phone in this specific price segment is offering a telephoto experience that is this complete and fully optical. The full setup on the back includes a 50-megapixel primary camera, that incredible 50-megapixel 5x periscope telephoto we just talked about, and a solid 12-megapixel ultra-wide. Up front, there's a 32-megapixel selfie camera, though honestly it's worth noting it does lack autofocus. But the real magic of this whole system, it's the Leica processing. Instead of that overly sharpened, heavily AI processed look that is so common in smartphones right now, this system delivers soft, natural detailing with incredible texture reproduction. It genuinely mimics what you'd get out of a dedicated professional camera.
When you look at the portrait and macro capabilities, the results are crazy good. The subject separation is outstanding, and the edge detection around all those fine details is highly accurate. And just look at the background. It has this really natural bokeh compression effect. It doesn't look like a cheap, fake software blur. It looks exactly like it was taken with the real, high-quality piece of glass.
All right, Section 4, Performance and HyperOS. Fast, fluid, and cool. Because beautiful photos are great, but how does the phone actually run under pressure?
Under the hood, we find the MediaTek Dimensity 8500 Ultra processor. And Xiaomi has paired this brain with a very generous 12 gigabytes of RAM and a massive 512 gigabytes of super-fast UFS 4.0 storage. Now, it might not have the instant brand recognition of a top-tier Snapdragon, but let me tell you, it is an absolute powerhouse for daily use.
If we look at the benchmark data and stack it up against the ultra-premium Dimensity 9400 Plus, the crucial takeaway is that while the Xiaomi 17T isn't going to top the global charts, it is far from slow. In everyday real-world usage, it just easily chews right through multitasking, app launching, and even heavy gaming without breaking a sweat.
And a huge reason it can actually sustain that high performance during really demanding games like Genshin Impact or Call of Duty Mobile is this internal 3D ice loop cooling system. It actively dissipates heat throughout the entire chassis. This ensures that even when the processor is being pushed to its absolute limits, the back panel of the phone stays comfortably cool to the touch. It's a highly effective thermal management system.
Driving your daily experience is Xiaomi's HyperOS 3, which is based on Android 14. Now, if you've had negative experiences with cluttered Xiaomi software in the past, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised here. It's a really clean experience, totally stripped of those usual annoying pre-installed bloatware apps. Plus, Xiaomi is backing this device with a very solid promise. 4 years of major OS upgrades and 6 years of security patches. That is going to keep you protected well into the future.
Finally, Section 5. Battery life and charging. The Power Play. Let's see how it handles power management.
I want you to just let this number sink in for a second. 6,500. That is the battery capacity in milliamp hours. In a market where 5,000 is pretty much the gold standard, this means the Xiaomi 7T is packing some serious stamina. A huge portion of the phone's internal footprint is dedicated to this massive cell, and thanks to some really heavy software optimization in HyperOS, this massive capacity translates directly into incredible real-world battery life. You can easily squeeze out a day and a half of casual use. And honestly, even if you are a heavy power user, we're talking heavy scrolling, constant gaming, GPS navigation all day, you will easily get through a full day without ever hitting zero.
But we return to our main theme. Calculated compromises. You get phenomenal, class-leading battery life, but you are stuck with 67-watt charging. Now look, 67 watts isn't terrible, but it does take over an hour and 5 minutes for a full top-up from zero. In this specific sub-flagship segment, a lot of its direct rivals can top up in about 45 minutes. So the trade-off here is slightly slower charging for a battery that lasts much longer. So, we have to ask the big question. Is this your next phone? When you weigh the amazing, natural-looking Leica telephoto lens, that ridiculously bright 6.59-inch display, and a massive 6,500 mAh battery, against the very real compromises of a plastic frame and slightly slower charging times, does this perfectly calculated sub-flagship deserve a spot in your pocket? If photography and multi-day battery life are your top priorities, this explainer proves it's incredibly hard to beat. But in a smartphone market that's moving faster than ever, is calculated compromise the new true flagship? Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive. And as always, keep learning.